Okay, guys, so you got your lab puppy. Now, I made you some videos about training these Malinois puppies. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to make a little series on training lab puppies. And let me tell you what I would do. If you brought me a lab, you know, the very first week it's here, what we do is we do a little thing called Good Student Week, where we're just trying to make the dogs, you know, the puppies into good students. Well, even if they're dogs, even if they're young adult dogs. And ask yourself, what does a good student do? Well, what a good student does is they sit in the chair and they look at the teacher and they wait to be instructed. Okay? So when you bring me a puppy, the very first thing I do, I don't start bossing it around and dominating it or making big demands of it, you know. I just exercise it a bunch. And I take and I control about 50% of its rations so that I can dole those rations out as treats over the course of the day. If I were to try to give the dog that, you know, 50, 60 actual, you know, treats, extra dog food per day, you know, on the one hand, they're going to lose a little bit of motivation because they're already going to be full. And then on the other hand, if they're the kind of dog that's that motivated by food, they're going to get super fat, you know. And so what we want to do is we want to get the maximum amount of treat repetition that we can, but we don't want to get into a stage where we're losing motivation or we're getting into that, you know, excessive caloric intake zone where the puppies start putting on weight that's going to be detrimental to their, you know, their health as they develop. Okay, so you'll notice, see, I'm looking at you right now in that camera, and what I'm trying to get across to this puppy is there's going to be a lot of times in life when me, the owner, or me, the handler, whatever you want to call me, I'm a little bit busy. And so during those times, you know, more than likely, your dog is not really going to be under command. You know, I see, you know, all these dog training videos on YouTube, they're kind of obsessed with sit and down and over and heel in place and what have you. But in reality, what you would like to do is raise a puppy that doesn't, you know, need to be told what to do. You want to raise a puppy that understands what's expected in a given situation. And how you do that, the easiest way to do it is really start off your training program, start off your treat work by just paying the dog when they're doing the right thing for a given situation. So, you know, you'll hear break your training down into small sessions. And that's kind of true. You know, if you're working on something very specific, like, you know, you're working on, say, a base pattern, like see the puppy sitting, I might draw him into a down and hold this down for a little while, or I might draw him up into a stand and hold this stand for a little while, and I might go back to the sit. I might hold my hand up here. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me change directions here. I might hold my hand up here so that I can get this, you know, this pawing action, which I can turn into a wave or a high five. Let me come back around here. So if I'm working these base patterns, yeah, you know, I kind of do it in 3, 4, 5 minute sessions at first. But you know, what's more important to me, see, I'm looking at this dog and he knows we're doing something together. But when I really need a dog to mind is when I'm busy. You know, when I've got to get my kids ready for school, or when I have to check the mail, or when I have to sign for a UPS package. And so this right here, you know, this is pretty easy to do. It's when I get busy, now I got to talk to you. I got to talk to the UPS guy. So I need this dog to understand that if I take my attention away, I'm not ignoring it. You know, I'm a little bit busy, and so I have to wait, and it has to earn my attention through calm, attentive behavior. So see, look, I'll turn my back to the dog, and I'll reach back here and give it a treat. I'll look over here, and I'll give it a treat. Now, over the course of months, you know, those treat intervals get really long. Like right now, it's like treat, 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 mainly for the course of this video. But, you know, if I was raising this dog here at the kennel, you know, I'll be walking around. As I'm walking another dog, every so often I'll give this one a treat if it's doing the right thing. If I'm checking a customer in or out, I'll give this one a treat for being calm and attentive. And so I want to start off, right off the bat, teaching these dogs that when I'm looking at them, yes, they can expect that we're going to be doing something together, and that's going to be some type of active behavior, like sit or wave or down or stand. Come on, pup. Oh, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah, and you got to be real patient with them because they, you know, they're just babies. All right, so like I said, sit or down. Now see, now when I take my attention away, well, I want this dog not to paw at me, not to bark at me, not to fall into any of those patterns of negative attention seeking. You know, and that's what everybody calls me with. If they have these young labs, they're always calling me because the dog hits 6, 7, 8 months old and it's running through the house with your underwear, or it's grabbing your socks and playing a little game of keep away. You know, so what I do right off the bat during Good Student Week is I make them understand the difference between when I'm busy, the teacher's busy. Maybe I'm instructing another student. Okay, maybe I'm talking to a parent. Whatever it is, I'm busy. So what you have to do to earn my attention in this case is to be calm and quiet. Okay, that's one thing that's going on. And then, by being calm and quiet, the dog earns my attention. See, it's being calm and quiet. Now watch me turn and look at the dog, which lets it know, without me telling it, that now it has my attention. See? And it anticipated that. See how it kind of set up there? So now I'm like, okay, well, we can work on some stuff. You want to work on wave? Good. You want to work on wave? Good, puppy. You want to work on down? Good, puppy. You want to work on sit? Good, puppy. From the sit, I might come to the stand, and you can see that this puppy's already starting to anticipate these patterns. So then I just go to adding a little time and distance. You know, walk away and come back. You know, so I put in each of these postures, and I walk away, and I come back. And I go into this down posture, and I walk away, and I come back. Walk away, and I come back. Okay? So this is what we do for the whole first week, is just let the dog know. Now watch my attention go back to you guys. Now what I want this dog to understand, as soon as I turn my body away from it, I'm to be respected. I'm not to be aggravated. The only way to get my attention here is not by barking or pawing at me or anything, or running off. You know, just sit in your chair, work on your homework. What's the dog's homework? Learning to be calm, learning to show me that that impulse control that I need so much in a good dog is coming along the way I want to. Okay, all right, well, that's enough for this little lesson. Next lesson, we're going to put the leash on the dog and start to work on leash, you know, his leash manners, and then maybe move into all the other things that you have to do to raise a lab puppy the right way. All right, see you guys next week.